Welcome back, or should I say welcome 2024. Go over how I am planning on being intentional with my style and my consumption of fashion this year. I've been practicing slow fashion since I don't even remember when, so some of these things might be repetitive, but every year I tend to look at my closet and how I want to approach my personal style differently, and I've got about 6 things that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, and how I'm going to just sort of tackle my wardrobe to make sure that I'm making smart purchases this year, and to make sure that I'm really sticking to the style that I feel best in and that I want to achieve this year. So kind of like a wardrobe plan, style intentions video. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below if you do this, sort of do like a style or closet refresh at the top of the year or at the beginning of every season. Let me know what you think or what you do or what your habits are, because I think we learn from each other and that's like the best thing. Okay, let's jump on in. The first thing I'm gonna do this year, which I haven't done in the past, is to set some style intentions. So these aren't necessarily goals or resolutions. I really think it's nice to have a goal in mind, but sometimes we can be really lofty or we can get too much into our fantasy selves. And I truly believe that small daily actions and habits are what move the needle and change behavior in any sense, whether we're talking about fashion or just like personal life goals. So I would rather talk about setting intentions than setting specific style goals. My first style intention is to experiment with my style a little less. And I think this is going to depend completely on where you're at in your life or in your whole style journey. But last year I went through a really big change. I got a divorce and I really felt like experimentation was necessary. I took on a lot of clothes, always secondhand. I didn't necessarily shop, but I don't know, the universe was just giving me clothing from friends and family members, and I just took it all on because I thought, why not try something different? I was really feeling like I wanted to maybe lean more into this like bombshell vibe. I wanted to try different silhouettes. And you know, I've never really been one for experimentation, even in high school when I was a teenager or university. Like I always loved the same silhouettes. I was wearing button downs, I think, like when I was 5. And I realized after last year, after that experimentation, I took on clothes that weren't necessarily me or my style vibe. And I realized that I don't need to experiment at this point in my life. I do think experimentation within my own personal style is great. I think we need novelty as humans to continue to grow and evolve. But I think it's really time for me to like sit and be comfortable in my own taste and what I like. So I'm not saying that I'm going to be stagnant or that I'm going to wear like a Steve Jobs turtleneck every single day for the rest of my life. What I am saying is that I'm going to look to experiment and grow and develop my style within my own set of tastes. With all that experimentation last year, however, came a true love for a new descriptor that I'm really leaning into, and that is that sort of bombshell vibe. I really love doing these little styling tweaks, like leaving my shirt unbuttoned quite low so that you can see like a little peek of my bralette. These little subtle things that make me feel really good and yet not attention seeking. Maybe it's because I'm just coming off of a divorce, who knows, but I'm really enjoying it and I still feel like myself. This one is interesting for me because I typically don't like anything of like an extreme type of behavior, but I'm at the point where I think regular no-buy periods throughout the year could be beneficial simply as a learning opportunity. I am really someone for whom moderation seems to work really well, and that's in all things from how I eat and exercise and do my work to how I shop. I don't get urges to shop. You know, months can go by without me shopping already. However, a complete shopping or browsing detox could be a really interesting learning experience. So it's another way to experiment with my style without buying new things. And I think every opportunity we have to learn, we really can't lose. So I'm very curious to see how this works out and how these no-buy periods will impact my creativity and my closet. That's it for intentions. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. below. Please, please, always feel free to share. Like I said, it's just kind of fun to see what other people will be up to this year. The second thing that I'm gonna do next is to create seasonal mood boards. I have a mood board that is like overarching that I look at almost every year, and I think that's great, but I'd like to get a little bit more focused on my seasonal style, especially because I'm currently dealing with 4 completely separate seasons where I'm living. So I think creating these seasonal mood boards will be a little bit better, will keep me a little bit more focused when I am looking at my closet and coming up with outfits to wear. The way I create these seasonal mood boards, or any mood board in general, is I kind of take all of the inspiration that I've found on all of my social apps, any screenshots I've taken, and I'll upload them to a Pinterest board. I also take pins from my old Pinterest boards and throw them onto the seasonal current board as well, because I think it's kind of neat to look back over things that you've pinned in the past and see if they still resonate with you or not. I think constantly seeking new without being a little bit retrospective can create a shift in focus that keeps us always looking for the next newest, biggest, trendiest thing, when really a lot of our personal preferences and a lot of things that will inform our style choices come from within and our past experiences and our past choices. So I always like to include that little retrospective in my current mood boards as well. The next thing I'm gonna do, and I think this is always my favorite part, is I'm gonna go through my closet and re-merchandise it. Maybe not re-merchandise, but I find at the end of every season, the end of every year, your closet has kind of just become a big mishmash. Things might end up maybe where they shouldn't, or in places that are hard to reach. And this is just a really fun opportunity to get to know your clothes, get to know your closet again. I've done an entire video on merchandising your closet like a boutique, something fun to shop from, and this is exceptionally helpful if you are doing a no or low buy. I truly believe that changing our behavior hinges on how fun and engaging it is for us. So I'll leave that video up here for you. It's an oldie, but everything stands true in my opinion. This is also an opportunity for me to do maybe some little edits. Again, like, I'm not big on extreme declutters, but I'm constantly editing, constantly adding things to either a little rack to force me to style them, or constantly adding things to a maybe pile. So this is a really good time where if I haven't worn something, if something is still not resonating with me after, you know, several times of looking at it and trying to style it, then I'm gonna relegate it to the maybe pile. So this is just a really nice closet reset. Steaming things, you know, putting things in a mend pile, all of that just feels really good to start the year off in this way. And again, it forces you to spend time in your closet, which is, again, I think one of the most important things that you can do if you want to practice slow fashion. Now that I've got that picture of my mood board, a little bit more perhaps forward thinking, and what's actually physically in my closet, this is like the balance sheet of sorts. So I then use my shopping list to look at any holes or gaps or just things that I've been wanting, and I'll go through this list and either edit it out. There are often a lot of things on there that I will, you know, write down on a whim, and then when I actually give them space to just sit there, I realize I don't need that item or really want that item in the first place. If you don't have a list, I highly recommend it. I have been talking about creating a shopping list for your wardrobe since, like, I don't know, 2015, so I would definitely recommend it. But this is a really nice time, since you've got this kind of holistic picture of your intentions and everything and where you want to go. Now you can actually sort of put pen to paper and edit and figure out your list. And that also gives you something to look forward to, right? It doesn't mean we have to shop for these things right away, but it's kind of nice to save up for things and know that you are in control of your closet and you are the curator of your own style and everything that is in your closet. And I think the list is a really nice physical representation of that. Finally, in line with my style intentions, I'm gonna start my no buy in the month of January. I am reading Dopamine Nation by Dr. Anna Lemke, and she recommends taking the first 30 days to really break a habit. As I said, a no buy for me isn't necessarily about breaking a shopping habit per se, but I do think limitation breeds creativity, so I'm just interested in seeing what I learn and if it does have an effect on even just the way I browse, even the way I interact with my list and my mood boards. A lot of people are doing a no-buy in the month of January. If you're part of my membership community, we're doing it together, and that is always really good to do it with a group, especially if you're someone who does struggle with shopping, because when you do things as a group, we encourage each other, we send pictures of our outfits, and doing these kind of challenges in a group, I think, is so much more fun because the opportunity to learn is 10x. It's awesome. And it's just, I mean, everyone in the community is super fun and amazing. So that's kind of cool too, that we just get to hang out. There's also a lot of free content out there. There are a lot of creators embarking on a no-buy this month, so you can follow along on their journeys. But if you are also struggling in general with a no-buy, or you want to reduce your consumption for the year, of course, I've got to tell you about my Shop Your Closet events. They are so fun. It's another very group engaging learning activity. We have 3 looks and everybody shops their closet for them. You're not on camera, but our 2 live guests are, and we shop their closets and we do it together. And it's just a really great way to kickstart the year if you're looking to reduce your fashion consumption and get creative with what you've already got. Like I said, it's the small changes in behavior that are what really move the needle. In addition to my low buy, no buy, I should really get used to saying this, no buy, I will be more actively documenting my outfits and just taking photos in the morning and creating a folder dedicated to those outfits. I think that's a really good supplement and complement to a no buy because it forces you to look into your closet, see what you have, and it's just a really great way to understand if there are any through lines in your personal style. This is a really good activity if you're struggling with your 3 words. Again, this is something that we do in our membership community. We interpret so many similar garments, like a simple sweater, in so many different ways, and it's beautiful to see. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for your patience over the holidays. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, whether or not you celebrate or celebrated. I hope you're having a fantastic start to 2024. I really missed you. I missed being here. I'm so grateful that you're here always. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you learned something new, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget I've got tickets to that live Shop Your Closet event. It is on February 10th. Hopefully I'll see you then, and I'll see you in the next slow fashion video. Ciao!